am in fact building more as we speak.
I just wanted
Because,
to tell you,
God
Margaret,
forbid I do anything in advance.
that those pictures
Uh-huh.
got all nostalgic and went, oh,
Yeah, me too.
I saw that was so much. I got all misty eyed.
That's what Margaret was just saying.
Yep. Honestly, this whole process made me really sad.
I was surprised. I really was. I was taken by surprise by that feeling.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Me too. And then I wonder if that's even healthy.
Oh, of course it is.
Of course it is.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I was telling Margaret a minute ago that we're using this framework of kind of going back through Journey's arc of history and looking at the significant events and the significant places that we have been a community, not just for the nostalgia, although that's important and that's part of it. But this is, we're really on a search for our identity is what we are. And we're like going back to the old homestead and we're wandering around and we're saying we're naming the things we remember, both good and bad. And from these memories over all of these campfires and lunchboxes and journals, all of this will begin to form a sense of how deep and how broad our roots really are as a community, that they're not bound up in just one person, but they're all of us together, including the people that are no longer here, which was part of the nostalgia, in looking at these photos. And when we have a little bit of this under our belts, and in a few more weeks, we'll get together and we'll spend one of these sessions just reflecting on what we've observed, what's kind of percolated around in our hearts, and talk about, based on what we saw of ourselves so far, what does that tell us what our values are? Who are we deeper than just these events and these places? So that's the general direction we're heading. And these are fun. I love seeing these pictures and hearing the stories about what happened. So Margaret did such a great job on that video. And I think she's got a lot in store for us tonight.
I have a cajillion pictures.
Yeah, I knew you did.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I remember about the warehouse was the excitement that we felt moving in. I guess I can't think of any other words other than how excited everybody was and how.
Why were we excited? What was different about the warehouse than the why?
Well, first off, we didn't have to pack all the stuff back in the closet every afternoon.
It was like our dedicated space.
Uh-huh.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
We were like renting it or something?
We were renting it, but we were the only people in there.
Yeah.
So whatever we put, wherever we put it was there as long as we wanted it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why when I went to go write the invitation that went out on Tuesday along with the video, and in that video, right, the way that I framed it was, okay, we moved in and then we decorated.
Yeah.
Because that's what we did with the space. And that is my most vivid memories of the space, are all about all of the various interesting things that we did for worship and for other activities.
Yeah.
We hung things from the ceilings and we painted the floors. And we did, we had, as I said in the write-up, we had a freaking waterfall one week. We had an art gallery, we had exhibitions, we had concerts, we had exercise classes, all different kinds of things. And we moved the furniture around, and we had, put different kinds of things on the wall, and we built really big structures, all sorts of different stuff that we were never able to do at the Y, and we weren't able to do at Beverly Hall either, because again, we had to pack everything away.
Yeah.
Right. So we couldn't do anything very permanent. Although a little more at Beverly Hall. We could leave a little more out at Beverly Hall.
Wait, I thought Beverly Hall was after this.
It was.
It was.
Oh, okay. I'm
is.
getting confused. Okay.
So we went. But that's the arc, right? Went from the YMCA where we had to leave no trace every week,
Pack it
and so
out.
that really limited the creativity. Fenwick and Rick, who were the primary drivers behind some of the more imaginative settings that we had for our worship services, right? They still did some really cool stuff, but it all had to be put up that morning and taken down again there after the service. So once we moved into the warehouse, man, they let loose. And you can see that on a lot of the photos, and those are some of the ones I focused on, was where you could really see that kind of thing. But
And
then
who
after we
was
moved
it?
out of that and into
I missed the names.
Steve
Rick
Fennick.
and Steve Fennick.
Who and Steve Fennick?
Rick.
Rick.
Diamond.
Oh, okay.
Was Matt Monroe still with us, Margaret?
At the
in
warehouse,
the early warehouse?
Yeah, the Monroes hung on for a few more years.
Yeah.
They didn't go to Beverly Hall, but they were definitely there at the warehouse.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Well, Matt was part of the decorative spirit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he was a designer.
Spirit. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one who picked that god-awful baby poo brown color for some of the rooms. Which, I thought was dreadful, but nobody asked me.
Agreed.
Yeah, there were some interesting.
Do you guys want me to share my screen so you guys can see some more photos?
Yeah,
yeah, so so I know you guys saw this. So these are the slideshow one. This is the slideshow you saw, but I thought we could move through it a little bit, and because we've got stories. That's me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wondered who was under that hard hat.
Recognize it, but that's me.
Yes, that's how I remember meeting Margaret. Was with
Yep,
a tool
that's
in
the
her
first
hand.
time I ever had a real conversation with John and Susan. Was this day at the warehouse? We were doing renovations.
Weren't
I've
you
been attending
Chainsaw Margaret?
a matter of a matter of weeks at that point. And we all had nicknames on our hard hats, which were required because of the kind of work we were doing.
I still have mine.
Chainsaw Mama.
Looks like Chainsaw. Is that what your nickname was?
Chainsaw Mama. That was me. And Karen Codzillo took very kindly, at my request, took a photo of me taking up tile in what eventually became the women's restroom with a power chisel. And I'd never used a power chisel before, so it was awesome. Oh my gosh. So I actually have a print of this photo up in a frame on the wall in our family wall. I love this picture.
That's
so yeah. So yeah, this is what I was saying earlier, was that to me, the warehouse was about the decoration to a great extent. We had so much more scope for our creativity. So that's why I picked this photo, Create on Me. I thought that was apropos, shall we say.
Very appropriate, yeah.
Has levels, like an onion. But there, I know Susan was there, and I know John was there because I have pictorial evidence.
Yes, John was there.
But here's from when we did the Wizard of Oz themed women's retreat.
I love that.
And then this one was I think this one was from a worship series.
That's the main floor in the main room.
Yeah,
there.
In the main room. We just painted on the concrete.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I say we, Rick.
Yeah.
And presumably some other people as well, painted on the concrete.
Rick and whoever.
Lots of people.
And then we had this wall full of crosses. I've got a bunch of pictures of this wall as well.
That was a beautiful wall.
But yeah, so this is from standing inside a side room where we used to have shepherd meetings and other kinds of small gatherings. Koinonia would meet in there. And then out here was the hallway. The front door was over here. And the main room was over here, the big room. Let's see. Next. There's the big room.
These feel like happy memories.
Yeah, I loved the warehouse. I loved being at the warehouse. I enjoyed the space. I thought it was really cool. And we could do so many cool things with it.
Back up, Margaret, back up a little bit. Back up one slide, if you don't mind. So see where the cross on the right-hand picture is? Back there was the men's restroom, and we put in a shower.
Yes.
So that if
we
had homeless people or somebody who needed a shower, then we had them.
Wow.
I thought that was cool. I don't know if they ever used it, but
a few times.
Well, didn't Don live at the warehouse for a little while?
Yeah.
Yeah.
where is the door? Is who is the man that's walking across?
I think it's hard to tell.
Okay, it doesn't
honestly.
matter. Is it the door back behind him? That's the door. Oh, it's
yes. So
to
this
the front to the where you come in from outside.
It looks
Yeah.
like Sandy
So
Nelson.
this is the
to me.
door that has that hallway with the little room off it that I was telling you about. It has all the crosses on it, and if you go straight through there and past the kitchen and stuff, then you go out the front door. This space, we had a couple of soffits here. This is the back. So consider this this is the wall with the front door. This wall here was the back wall of the main room. Way up here at the front, down here would have been the dais and more or less the front of the room.
Okay.
Over here on this side is the other wall. So this wall here with the cross on it is opposite this wall with the door and the...
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's helpful.
Yes.
Yeah, that is helpful.
Yeah. And so from here, so this is the other wall, right? I guess if you're standing at the front looking out, this would be to your right. This one would be to your left.
Yeah.
You know, with the front over here and the back, you know, over there. But yeah.
Hey, Margaret.
Just for orientation. Yes, ma'am.
John thinks that looks like Sandy Nelson.
Could be. I would believe you.
I don't know that anybody but us knew him.
I don't think I would recognize Sandy Nelson.
Is that Pete Brown?
No, that's yellow.
No, that was actually a slightly
because that looks like
a pretty much just as unpleasant Billy Screen.
Yeah. That was.
So this one is I keep pointing like you guys can see my hand.
We can see your cursor.
This is that's why I'm switching to that. So this was a children's Sunday school room. This was the youth cave.
Oh, okay.
Which was behind the back wall of the main room.
Okay.
That was also a space that we used for exhibitions sometimes. So it had more than one purpose over the time we were in the warehouse.
Okay.
Here is the little room I was telling you about. So to take this photo, we would have been standing in front of those crosses.
Right.
In the earlier photo, right? So this is the room where we would have small group meetings, shepherd meetings, koinonia, you know, prayer groups, stuff like that.
I wonder if that's where Doug Sheehan came and met with the Truth Be Told board.
There you go. Yes.
To have board meetings there.
That's the kind of that's the kind of thing we did in that room. This is another children's classroom, obviously. Here is yet another fisheye view. This one would be this is from the front door.
Yeah, that's the door.
Right, or from the hallway leading to the front door.
Yeah.
So here's the back wall. There opposite is the wall with the men's room. You can see the metal cross. There's the front area. And then over here is the side wall with the pass-through and the kitchen.
And where is that area where we were having our meetings, where the board meetings were and the others?
It's just off the hallway leading from this main room to the front door.
So it's behind us here.
Of the building.
Behind us.
So behind where I was standing to take this picture.
Okay.
This is this one was the baby's room.
Yeah, that was the nursery.
Yeah, this was the nursery, and then this was the preschool room. And one of the things I always really liked about it was that it had a 3/4 height wall, so parents could peek over and see how their little kids were doing. I always thought that was kind of fun. So yeah, at this resolution, honestly, these pictures don't look nearly as good as they did when you guys saw them when they were a little smaller.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of pixelated, so it goes. But here's another one. You can see, we've got the front up here. That'll be the kitchen. That's the men's room.
Yeah.
Kitchen's over here. That's the back area. Sort of our full area. Sometimes would be in the round. Sometimes not.
Sometimes
some examples. Crosses I have known.
Yeah.
I have a crap ton of pictures of crosses. Oh my gosh. And we would have all, you guys have seen our banners because of course those traveled with us.
Do we still have the help me banner?
Probably not.
I couldn't say.
Rick went on a purging mode.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of things are gone.
I got a kick out of putting this slide together with the candles, and I have to tell you guys, this photo here is one of my all-time favorites.
The fire extinguishers.
The candles next to the fire extinguishers. Carol, I'm sorry. I hope you're safe. Right? But, look at the photos when it's safe for you to do so. But I feel like we're leaving you out. But I don't mean to.
We watched it.
I'm at a red light, and I'm not looking at the photos, but I'm enjoying listening to y'all's voices.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm glad to know that. So I'll try to be a little more descriptive, actually. This photo is, I included because we had these open rafters because it was a warehouse. So it's got this industrial look, right? And one of the things that we did was we had twinkle lights up there, and we could hang things from those beams, and we could light it in all kinds of exciting ways. And so this particular photo shows, like, the bottom half of the photo is showing people, but the top half is showing the ceiling and the twinkle lights and some blue lighting and stuff like that. So that's kind of
I love the lighting that we have. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. These 3 photos together were from the Viva Voce Women's Retreat. That floor painting with the big tree? That may have been specifically for that retreat because it matched this theme.
Margaret.
Yes.
What did you call this? You said these are from the what women's retreat?
The Viva Voce. We did 2 women's retreats in the warehouse.
Okay.
The one that had a Wizard of Oz theme and one called Viva Voce. It was about finding your voice and learning to, express yourself and speak up for yourself.
Got it. Okay.
And we did this thing with leaves and a tree, and we wrote things on the leaves, and it was a Leslie, art prayer experience kind of thing, right? Mm-hmm. And so these go together, and you can see, we were sort of hanging the leaves and then putting it up, and then there's an example of the finished product. I have a bunch more photos of a bunch of Journey women looking up at the ceiling with all the leaves. But I tried to pare it down, for this video. This is obviously all from the same worship service. I was being, artsy with my photos.
Nice.
It was a cross, our big wooden cross with some decoration on it. Here's an example of an art exhibition. I am pretty sure that this was from the joint Nathan Brown, Beth Wood event, where they did music and poetry, and they had art hanging as well. That was an awesome night. It was the first time I ever heard Beth Wood. And next, more shots of worship and decoration and crosses. This is all from the same worship series. I have a million photos from the series because I loved it. It was so evocative for photography, and that's one of the things you can tell. You can tell which series I like more than others because some just really lent themselves to creating interesting photographs more so than others, right? But this one, which was all about seeing, and we had this vision chart, like a doctor's eye chart, and we had the letters hidden in there. I see God in you, tucked in among the other letters. And over the course of the week, we would highlight an additional word. So the first week, only the I, way up here, had a spotlight behind it. And then the next week, that one was there, and then also C was lit up, and so on over the following weeks. And we did an activity where we created designs on these squares, and we hung them in like sort of like a mobile. And I got a lot of really cool photographs of that kind of thing too.
Is that Darden?
I'm pretty sure that's Darden, yes. This was not the first time I had heard of Darden Smith, because I actually heard of him back when I was in college, long before I joined Journey. Wow. And so having someone whose album I had bought show up at my church one day freaked me the hell out.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was years before I could actually confess that to Darden too, by the way. He just laughed. That is the Clausen baby boy.
Oh, really?
This is Julie Clausen right here. This is at a Halloween party.
Oh.
These are, I think that's Colin. You remember the God, I'm blanking on her name. I want to say Julie or Judy, and she like adopted her nephew or grandson or something, Colin.
I don't.
I remember the son's name, the kid's name, not her.
Patterson.
Yes. Oh, Beth.
Beth Patterson.
John Patterson.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's Beth's.
It was her granddaughter.
Yeah, I think these two are hers, and I can't tell who that is. This is Jamie, my Jamie.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. Picture.
In his cowboy hat and his guitar.
He just turned 20.
Her son.
In January.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. 20.
There we go. So, a view from over the candle. Now you can see the back wall. Sometimes we'd close up the space. Probably it was youth cave at this time, is my guess. But I love the shadow over the cross in this shot.
Yeah.
No, seriously, show me more photos. What's the matter with you? I'm going to. Where am I?
I think you're at the end.
This is the end of that slideshow.
Yes.
That's the issue.
That's
okay,
why
hang on a
there's
second.
no more slides.
There are more slides. Okay.
That's Beth.
There's Beth.
That's Beth.
Yes, there she is.
What you're calling
Okay.
Beth Patterson?
Yeah.
That's Beth Patterson and Colin, and there's Susan.
That's Susan.
Oh, there's Susan.
Okay, so this slideshow, let me make this bigger. And go back to slide only. Is that good enough?
That's good.
Okay,
That's good enough.
Thank you.
That looks like Steve Finnick there.
This is Steve Finnick.
Yeah.
That is, I don't think that's Darren. I think that's somebody else, but this is Finnick's older daughter, Paulina.
Sherms.
That's Bill Sherms.
Yeah, that's Sherms, you're right. All right, let's see. That's Darren.
Oh, yeah.
And this is that guy who looks so much like Darren. Daryl? You all remember Daryl? Big guy, looks a lot like Darren, also a hugger.
No, but that's so funny that you would say that, because I said something to Darren a year or so ago about never forgetting a prayer that he had done in the church, and then hugging him afterwards, and he said, "That wasn't me." I swear it was you. It looked so much like you.
I bet it was Daryl.
I'm glad to know that there's Daryl that was. Yeah, he was definitely a hugger.
That's funny. So I put the slideshow together, and then I realized it was for the teaser, and then I realized it was too long. So the first section of this is slides that I culled from the teaser to share with folks tonight.
Good.
So they're in no particular order at this point. But yeah, see here, Viva Voce. Here's a photo of a bunch of the Journey women looking up at the ceiling with the leaves.
Wow, that's a lot of women.
There's Jeanette talking at giving us one of her leading one of the sessions at the retreat.
Yeah, they were big. I mean, we saw 50 people at times.
Yep, that's the front. We finally got a nice shot of the front. As you can see, there's, the big room again. We just decorated it in different ways, lit it in different ways, arranged it in different ways. There's John Corbin.
There's John.
Maria Betts.
Wow.
Beth Wood and Nathan Brown. This was one of the first t-shirts.
That looks like
Journey t-shirts. That's me in the Apple t-shirt.
Yeah. Margaret, go back to, you said that's when you first got there, you said something. No. Yeah. You said.
This here, that's Beth Wood and Nathan Brown.
Oh, okay.
That night they did that concert together that I was talking about earlier.
Got it. Okay. And who is it that's in the hall or whatever on the side?
This is the back of the main room.
Okay.
I vaguely remember this person, but I don't remember the name of this person.
Okay.
Isn't that Mike's daughter?
I think that is.
It's Mike's daughter.
Yes. Yes. It's Mike's daughter. Mike Lawrence's daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, Samantha. That was her name.
Samantha. Yes.
Yeah. These are the Beth and Nathan event that night. More decoration. This was from the first Easter vigil that I attended at Journey.
That's cool.
And it was incredibly powerful. This particular activity, that it was you were to the opportunity. Invitation was to write down on the index cards, various colored index cards, things that you needed to let go of. And then you would write it on the card or picture it in some way or whatever, represent it in some way on the card, and then run the card through the shredder. And it's just an ordinary office shredder, right? But they covered it up with black fabric and they put the sign on it, God's shredder. And I'm telling you, that sound of that card being torn up, knowing what you had put on it that you needed to let go, I found it incredibly cathartic.
Yeah.
Feeling like I really was trusting God to take that burden from me. So I love this photo. I don't know whose hand that is, but I love this photo.
Good done.
There's Renee. Those are Renee's hands. I have several pictures of Renee's hands from over the years. And I like, I'm partial to this photo as well, actually, with where you can see that those are her original lyrics from her Spacious Place song.
Oh.
And then there's Judy working the sound at the back of the space. That's not you, is it, Susan? That's somebody else.
No, I don't think that's me.
I think that's somebody else. I'm not sure who, but it's somebody.
I'm not sure.
I think that might have been, oh, good heavens, I used a photo twice. This was a nice series. I liked the one where we talked about stopping and resting. That was the first time I really did any kind of video for worship. It was the first time I put together a worship video to a song. It was, it was I Need a Nap by Weird Al Yankovic. It was awesome. More candles. Okay, just delete that. So I was gonna include these. These are the pieces of our, our sort of
Banner.
Prime Directive banner. Y'all know what that looks like though. So move on. So at this point, I've just like grabbed some stuff for like 15 minutes or so, and so they're just dumped in there. So they're not pretty from this point on.
Carol.
Except for John, who is of course incredibly pretty.
You have to tell Carol, this is a picture of John Corbin dressed like the Wizard of Oz, like Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz, with long, ponytails. Pigtails. Yeah, pigtails and
a blue check gingham dress and a little basket with a dog.
Oh, and those flip-flops
red flip-flops.
Those flip-flops were red. They were the ruby slippers.
Yeah, I can see that. So that was John
for
crashed our Wizard of Oz themed women's retreat.
How many people knew that?
So that's what this was.
How many people knew that you were going to do that, John?
Leslie.
Is she the only one?
Yeah.
Theoretically.
I about fell out of my chair. I could not believe that.
Yeah, I have a photo actually that I saw. I didn't put it in the slideshow, but I did find a photo of Susan Corbin falling apart laughing. John crashing the in dressed up like Dorothy.
Well, the other thing that was funny about this was we used to do breakout sessions, and I was teaching some class, I don't remember. And at the beginning, I said, I never knew I was married to a cross-dresser. And there was a woman there who didn't know us, and she thought I was being real. She thought, wait, no, that was my husband out. Sorry.
That's so funny.
Oh man. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, so that's a sweet one. I think they were happy, but it's a sweet one.
Who he's happy?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I can't remember anymore. I took the picture, but I don't remember anymore.
Yeah.
That is Greg and hugging Michelle Iskra.
Oh.
Yep.
And that's Greg. What's his last name?
Geist.
Okay. I think I met him way back.
Yes, I'm sure that you did.
Talked about.
Yeah.
Frisbee
he was our housemate for a long time. He's Terry's best friend. and he fell on hard times and needed a place to live. And so he lived with us for years. And he was living with us at the time and had been for, I don't know, just a few months actually, when I started going to Journey. And when I came home one Sunday and said, I went to church, Greg's like, church? I want to go to church. And so he went faithfully for a long time until till it got to be too hard on him. He was really sensitive to smells. So the scented candles started really bothering him, and it got worse and worse over time. So he came less often, but he was there for years through the warehouse, for quite a while at Beverly Hall. When we were at Beverly Hall and we did the worship series with science, where each week we did a science experiment or demonstration. Right. Greg was an enormous help with that.
Oh,
yeah.
What's his last name?
Geist.
Okay.
Geist.
Thank you.
Look at Janet, helpfully name tagged.
Yeah.
And the younger Fennec daughter.
Yeah.
Paulina and.
What's Janet's last name? Do y'all remember?
Maybe. It'll come to me.
Okay.
Hang on. Actually, I've got her in my contacts still. I never take anybody out of my contact list.
Yes, it's Griffin. John figured it out.
Janet Griffin?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I haven't seen her in ages.
Yeah, I remember seeing her though in the past year or so.
Oh yeah. She
still comes to Journey pre-pandemic.
Give me the charger.
Halloween party. This I think was brunch. I think this is a shot of people eating at one of our brunches. Yep. There's Lisa Sofauser. There's
that's the Sanders. What's his name? John Sanders?
I think so. Yeah. There's Yemington. That's Cudzillo. That's Darren.
Darren.
Remember Debbie?
Yes.
She was married to
Debbie Downing at the time.
Debbie Good.
Oh yeah, Debbie Downing.
Say again? Debbie Downing. Yeah, that's Debbie Downing. There's Kate. Herod, who married her friend Gordon after a while, eventually, finally. I was instrumental in helping them get together. Gordon was so nice. I liked him a lot. So, in those pictures of the warehouse, y'all, let me go back a little. Okay, you see how we've got these things. We got several of these things, right? These sort of built out soffit things. Brian would climb up onto them in order to take pictures from above. Brian Oakley. So I got a photo of Brian up in his photo nest.
That's cool.
Photography crow's nest.
What's his name?
Brian Oakley.
Okay.
And Rain.
He's married to Rain Flat.
Lorraine, and we called her Rain. Or she went by Rain.
Random communion photo. Pretty sure that's Lana, but I could be wrong.
Maybe.
Certainly Lana. There we go. There's a nice photo.
That's
Baldwin and Fennec.
Photo.
Yeah, that's a good photo, those two.
Is his name Ryan?
Ryan Baldwin?
Yeah, Ryan. I just forgot his name. Ryan Baldwin. And that's David, right?
No, this is Steve Fennec.
Oh, that is Steve. Yeah, okay.
Steve was hard to get a decent photograph of. He was always on the move. He didn't like being photographed. So I had to be sneaky to get decent pictures where you could actually see Steve Fennec's face.
Yeah. He was a mystery man. Gail, he would come early on Sunday mornings and help set up. When I first went there, they were already at Beverly Hall. And they had to set up every Sunday. And he would be there like at 6:30 or so every Sunday morning. And he and Rick and I think a few other guys would show up maybe. And they would just put together the whole service, what it was going to be laid out and the way the chairs were going to be that time and everything.
Yeah,
But,
he was still doing it when I came years ago, and I remember being just blown away by the set he did of a campsite, a whole campsite in the church, and I was just blown away.
That was his gift. And that was his gift in the sense of that he had a talent, but that was also his gift to Journey.
Yeah.
So when his daughters were younger and his wife was a little healthier, they would stay. But then it got to the point where the kids were a little older and his wife wasn't as healthy, and so they weren't in a position to really come anymore. And so Steve would come in the morning and give his gift by doing these incredibly creative artistic setup scenes, and then he'd go.
Yeah.
And
I never knew him.
Years.
Yeah, I never knew him because he was always gone when I got there.
Yeah. Okay.
He was one of the most graphic examples of how Journey was not any typical church. You know, that there were people who were actively considering themselves a journeyer and they were contributing. Absolutely. Yet you never saw them ever at church in the daytime. And when I needed help, because I was going to have a Christmas at the Stillwaters for anybody who wanted to do Christmas,
I remember that
family there or whatever. I called Steve. Someone told me, I think Rick told me to call Steve about setup, and he was just about to move to California or wherever it is he moved. But anyway, he couldn't help, but he was so kind and so informative, and then got me with Darren, you know, who was able to help with that day with moving things and getting things out there, even though, you know, anyway, it's amazing that people can be that faithful members and yet still not anybody even know who they were.
Now that's David, right?
This is one of my favorite pictures. It's not my favorite, but it is one of my top pictures, top favorite pictures of David Gentiles.
That's a lot of personality.
I love this photo of David.
He did indeed.
Yeah. Heart on his sleeve, Gail.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Cry at the drop of a hat.
Oh, yeah, me too. I can relate.
Go back, Margaret.
Want to look at it some more?
No, go back to the one before that, because we didn't talk. That was Norm Montgomery.
Oh, that's there. Fran and Norm.
And Fran.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we know them, so I figured I know we all know them.
I knew Norm, but I didn't know Fran.
That is a gorgeous picture.
Wow. I might have one that's actually in focus somewhere, but I love this picture of David, and you can tell it's one of our. You know, this is from the good camera because it's high resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here's another good shot. So this is one of the, you know how they are about, they were about making banners. And this one, I have to tell you guys, always irritated me a little bit. It was an exercise in letting go because it should be love thine enemies.
Oh.
Just like you wouldn't say a enemy, you say an enemy. It was the same thing with thy and thine. It was like a and an. So it should be thine enemies.
Yes.
But it's an opportunity to practice letting go.
You had to let go of it. It's hard to let go of grammar.
Yeah, it really is. There's another nice shot of it. See, look at that. I mean, my God. That is an awesome photograph.
What is Rick's degree in after all?
Right? I mean, it just, look at the balance.
Right. Thee before thou, except after thine.
You've got the lamp here and the candles here. Sometimes I would have to judge things a little bit to make a better photograph, but not all the time. Usually I had a lot to work with and I would just tweak it ever so slightly.
There's the lamp.
To take it from reality to a really good photo.
That lamp is smaller than I remember. Oh, there's
Brunch. There's Kelly.
Kelly
Hancock Phillips.
Was she there for a while?
Oh yeah. She was there from the beginning, wasn't she?
Was she there when she and Wes were
really close?
Was she there when she
drifted out when David died?
When what?
When David died, she kind of drifted out.
Yeah. Well, and also she and her husband split up.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I've noticed that a lot of times when couples split, they kind of both leave Journey.
Yeah,
oftentimes,
but
not always, but
not mine.
Yeah. But Kelly was a youth leader for a while. She took over the youth group after David died.
No, I thought they did it together.
Well, they did. Well, yes, they did it together, and she kept it on. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Could have said she kept on with it after David died.
Yeah.
Oh, Margaret singing.
Yep.
Who
Kate and I sang at Journey a number of times, actually. I have no idea what we're singing this time, but that's back before I cut my hair off.
What's her name?
Kate Harrod.
I recognize.
And Mary Gordon Garrison. I don't know if she took his name or not. I can't remember.
Is she the one that sings now all the time and does? Yeah.
She was a professionally trained opera singer.
Right.
I haven't talked with her in years, so I don't know what she's doing these days.
She does a lot of music, singing at different places. I'll send you something.
Cool.
Yeah.
There's Greg again. That is not Stacy. That's somebody else.
Oh, that's great.
I don't know who that is. That's Kate.
Now I recognize him better. Yeah.
This is another good one.
Oh.
Donald hugging somebody.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've got one like this in focus somewhere as well. There's Beth.
That's a great
I
picture.
saw that one. Oh, there's Stephen Sofhauser talking to Rick.
And Susan Corbin.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, this is children's time.
Yeah. There's David McKee.
Right.
See, we used to have children, Gail.
Yeah, I see that.
That's Downing, isn't it?
Where
are you pointing?
Isn't that Greg? Is that Greg Downing?
Yeah, that's Greg.
Really?
There's Ryan. What was his name? What was this guy's name? I remember him, but I'm blanking on his name.
Oh, I know who. Yeah, I can't remember his name. Young guy.
Yeah. And her, Glenda.
Glenda Wallingford.
Glenda Wallingford. That's Glenda Wallingford. Can't
Who's
tell
the
who
guy
that is.
behind her?
That's Sherm.
That's Bill Sherms.
Bill
He was
Sherm.
one of the people who did music from the very earliest days.
Oh.
He didn't stick around Journey a whole lot longer than this. He played for me the first time I ever sang at Journey. That was at the YMCA.
What instrument?
Guitar.
Okay.
That is the Clausen's older child, who now goes by Rogue and is non-binary.
Hmm.
And is like 22.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is my oldest. And let's see. So this is a good, I don't know. That looks like about
What's her name, Margaret?
like a 9-year-old.
What's her name?
Yeah. Well, that's back when Ryan was Rachel.
Okay.
So it gets confusing when we look at older pictures of my kids.
Yeah.
Because Ryan didn't transition until he was about 16.
Yeah.
So so at this point, it was still Rachel. The name was still Rachel.
Right.
And we didn't know yet. Ryan didn't know yet at this point either. This is actually a good friend of his who came with us to this event. It was some kids event. And so we've got a number of photos actually of our friends at Journey stuff. That's another nice, I think we looked at that one already actually.
I think we did.
Here's
a shot. That's a really good shot.
This one? Yeah, I like this. I like this one too. So this is another slide I had put together from that same series I was telling you guys about. The I See God in You with the eye chart and all that. There's Avery. Do y'all remember Avery?
Yes.
Avery the butterfly. That's Darden. That is whole family. Shoot, can't remember. I'll find a better picture of her and I'll remember her name. That was out in the hallway. That was some decoration out in the hallway. I think Michelle might have done these paintings for a service.
Yeah,
I think those were Michelle's work.
No, wasn't it their daughter? What's her name?
Caitlin.
Caitlin?
I think Caitlin did those.
Could be Caitlin. Could be, could be.
So the front door is just to the left.
Yeah, the front door is like right here.
Yeah.
All right, so those are all the ones that I have pulled.
We've only got about 5 minutes left, Miss Margaret.
Well, let me stop sharing then. There we go.
Oh, well, I didn't mean you had to stop sharing, but I just want to let you know.
Those are all the ones that I've pulled out.
Oh, okay.
What a serious blast from the past. I can see if the Spirit in the Sky video from the 2005 picnic is still out here on my desktop. It may or may not be, but only if you guys want to see it. I mean, but it's lots and lots of old timers. It's from the very first picnic, so I can show it to you guys if you want.
Yeah, that would be
the very first picnic there at the Y, or the one out
2005. It's at the Montgomery's house.
Oh, that'd be the second one then. Okay.
So second picnic. Okay.
We had a picnic there at the Y, like the 6 weeks after we started.
Yeah, and Becky was there.
Okay, let me make this bigger. So we all pixelated.
There you go. Perfect.
And hopefully you will get sound. Actually, let me try that again because I think I have to click the thing. Yep, share sound. There we go. See, I can learn. Okay, where'd it go? Now I've lost the video. Where is it? What the hell?
You got it highlighted. Every now and then it comes up and you've got it highlighted.
There it is.
In one of those little lists.
Share sound, share. Finally. Okay, here we go.
Rain.
I'm going to turn it down just a little so I can have music and not conversation. But you can see there's Rick. And Natalie, I don't know if or Gail, if you've ever been out to Montgomery's place.
I have.
I really hear you.
I'm going to turn the music down even more.
Yeah, their house was wonderful.
Yeah, so they've got that sort of pier, and they had this little deck thing built out in the water.
Oh.
And then the house is over here off to this way. So you can see there's the yard. Beautiful. They had this big sort of like underdeck thing going.
Uh-huh.
There's Brian Oakley.
Deep white plastic chairs.
The Phoenix. There's the band. That's Wes and Judy. Sherms, I think, is in on it. I'm not sure who took the video. Not me. I wasn't there yet. But there's Corey. There's Leslie with very short hair. There's Phoenix Fife, whose name I can't remember. People up on the balcony.
That looks like a blast.
I could just about recognize a lot of these people.
Yeah, I see. Laura Penick.
Laura, right. There's Lana, Steve, before they split.
Oh, that's the Cannon's little boy.
Yeah.
Yes. I think you're right about that.
Nate.
They're the Manros.
Yeah.
There's Laurel. And Woody's ex?
Oh, Linda.
Linda?
Yeah. Linda Jones.
Yeah, Linda Jones, Dinah's sister. I don't know those people.
I don't.
Is that Laurel?
I don't recognize them, but they look really uncomfortable. I think that might be Darren back there. Val Curl. Yemington. I forget those folks. Oh, the Bassetts. You remember Sherry Bassett?
Yeah, I remember them.
And her husband, something, I forgot.
That was great. That was
amazing.
Yeah, I've got one from, if you want another blast from the past, this one's only 30 seconds.
Okay.
Give or take. Let me share my screen again. Or can you still see QuickTime Player?
No.
No.
Okay, because I stopped. Okay. Sound, yes. This time it's that. Share.
Perfect.
Oh, this is
Make it big. Oh, wow. Okay, that looks awful that big. Seriously pixelated.
It's okay. Run it.
Wow. This is not the official group photo. It's a group photo MPEG. So if you got something to say it, say it.
Caitlin and Alex Diamond.
Man, the camera adds pounds.
That was Brian Oakley's voice.
That's funny.
Teasing everybody. But yeah, I found that when I was digging around as well. And heaven only knows what I'll find as I keep digging. I do have a whole bunch of Beverly Hall photos that were together that I found as well.
Oh,
I had a big data crash, hard drive crash a while back. And so all of this work that I put into organizing photos and marking some and pulling the good ones and labeling them got lost.
Oh,
gosh.
So now I'm digging around through piles and piles. And
thank you for doing that. That was so wonderful. And then, I would have never been able to envision the warehouse or anything. And just to hear the stories and to hear you all talk about the people and what the fun things were behind the different worship series, that was important. And I really appreciate it very much. So,
well, you're welcome.
Thank you for all of y'all showing up and participating and sharing these memories. I love you, and I will see you next time.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Margaret. Bye, Natalie.
You're welcome.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Love you too. Y'all take care.